doing great.
Yeah,
Just want to welcome all your listeners and all the Steeler fans to my island. And that's the island I've been trumpeting since what? Last year, last training camp, right? When I first started on the show. Now everybody's on the Canada bandwagon saying, "Wait a minute. Is this guy really qualified to be an offensive coordinator in the NFL?" I've been trying to as they say, I tried to tell you, but now you're on.
yeah, it seems that way. Now, tell me more.
Hey, to me, if you have everything perfect, if you have a Hall of Fame quarterback, a great running back, a great offensive line, yeah, it's easy to coordinate. But a true coach takes what he has and devises systems to make them put players in positions to be successful or that unit to be successful. And I'll give you a perfect example. I said it on the final word. Frank Cianetti and the offense and the game plan he called against Western Michigan proves the fact that when you have a offensive line that's been struggling, and they had 5 starters coming back, and they were supposed to be the heartbeat of that team. They had struggled the first 2 games. Then you add into it, you got Yarnell, a guy that hasn't played, 9 games in the last 2 or 3 years, and he devised a game plan to put those offensive line. He challenged them and said, let's have a physical, committed running game, and that puts them in aggressive mindset. And then guess what that does? That opens up the easy passes off of play action for a quarterback that needs confidence.
All right, well, I get this. And so Pitt played a tight first half. They found a way to win. They played to their strengths, and they eked it out, and they did what they needed to do at Western Michigan. Okay, that's your point. Let's push that forward because if I'm a listener right now and I'm sitting in traffic or I'm at home, I say, that's a good point, Doug. Now tell me, philosophically, football-wise, what Matt Canada can do to finish that part of the equation and become a successful coach with the hand that he's been dealt by the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin.
Okay. You have
X's and O football stuff. Right.
You have an offensive line that's struggling.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot win one-on-one matches, especially in the running game. So what do? Dorn, you start putting guys on angles. It's easier to complete a block on an angle. So you use traps, you do tosses, you do sweeps. You get these guys out and get angles on the offensive line for the offensive lineman against defensive linemen. And then what does that happen? You start committing to the running game. Then all of a sudden the defense starts saying, oh, they're going to run. So that first step is forward. Then you pull it. You do boots. You do waggles. And then that opens up the second level in the passing game and also the holes in the zones open. Now, when you say, well, Mitch Trubisky, he doesn't come off of number 1. So you're saying he's not reading the whole field. Well, guess what? Then reduce the field for him. And then you flood the zone. So you pull the ball, you boot him out, and then you have 3 guys on that 1/4 of the field so he can see the 3 different options instead of having him scan the whole field. That right there is just simple. I've never called a game before, and I'm not a coach. I'm a personnel guy. But if you know football and you know that you have limitations, play to those limitations, and you can do it and still be successful. And guess what? It still can be that conservative game plan that your head coach wants.